the trends that I see are younger people are increasingly anti-Israel, and on the right, they're relatively neutral or don't care. My prediction, as I made over a year ago, is that with the anti-war elements of the populist movement on the right and the anti-Israel section of the left, not to mention there is a smaller but still prominent anti-Israel right, Israel's not going to have support from this country in 20 years.
Tim Pool was onto this. He had his secret meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu, which I guess isn't so secret because he told everybody about it. But here, let's watch.
And the point I brought up when I mentioned the allegations, which they're allegations of, I don't know if there's evidence of this, which is why I asked, about Qatari. Let me see if I can pull this up. I think I actually have the allegations in question. Let me see if I can find this. Here we go. What is this?
FDD. There are people that are saying that Tucker Carlson is being funded by Qatar as well.
I don't believe that anyone's being funded by Qatar. So FDD, this is the Foundation for Defense of Democracy, says Al Jazeera allegedly using bots to spread propaganda while skirting U.S. law. This came out December 9th. I did not assert this was true. I said, is there evidence to corroborate this? Largely because what I see happening is multifaceted. I've talked to enough young people, probably not enough to be completely honest, but I've talked to young people. Where's this story? Here we go. Who are scared to call for the suspension of TikTok, largely because of the anti-Israel cohort. So typically the conversations go, the only reason Democrats and Republicans want to ban TikTok is because of Israel, which is true and correct. But there's a bunch of other reasons why we should force TikTok to divest as well. I see the younger protesters are largely anti-Israel, and I see right now there is no message conveyed to young people why they should support Israel.
Because there isn't a reason.
I'm not saying that I do. I'm asking them, what are you paying attention to? Now, I'll tell you this. My having left this meeting is they are clueless to the issue. They don't know, despite the fact there was literally a protest outside, they were dismissive of. They say these things happen. The trends that I see are younger people are increasingly anti-Israel, and on the right, they're relatively neutral or don't care. My prediction, as I made over a year ago, is that with the anti-war elements of the populist movement on the right and the anti-Israel section of the left, not to mention there is a smaller but still prominent anti-Israel right, Israel's not going to have support from this country in 20 years. The U.S. is going to say, we've got two factions. Young people on the right who are following in the footsteps of MAGA populist movement who don't want to fund foreign wars, they vote no on Israel. The far left that hates Israel, they vote no on Israel. Israel, you get no funding anymore. That's what I see happening.
So there's Tim Pool making a correct prediction, I think, I would say, that in 20 years, you're going to have absolutely no support in the United States for Israel anymore. I say it's going to happen quicker, but I could be wrong about that. But he originally talked about Qatar funding.
Even though his yarmulke is too big, I think he had a good point.
The only time I've ever heard of Qatar actually paying off anybody was when they paid Hamas with the money Bibi Netanyahu gave them to pay for your taxes. So Benjamin Netanyahu facilitated the money getting paid to Hamas from Qatar.
Only time I ever heard of it.
The only time I've ever heard of Qatar paying anybody was when Benjamin Netanyahu facilitated them giving your tax dollars to Hamas. Just so you know, that and nobody denies that happened. That's front page. It's right from the New York Times. Even they admit that happened.
Hey, anybody that doesn't want to pay me, Qatar, Russia, Israel, where's my money? Why did you have me doing what you? If you want to reach the young people, pay me.
The recent majority of Americans now have a negative view of Israel. According to 53% of Americans expressed an unfavorable opinion of Israel. That's up from 42% just from March of 2022.
Where do we bomb Iran?
The number of Republicans who hold negative opinions on Israel has increased 10% since 2022. Young Republicans, those under the age of 50 especially, are now more likely to have an unfavorable view of Israel, with 50% polling in that direction. So even Republicans, Tim was saying, I think they're neutral. This says something different. This says that the Republicans under 50 years of age have a negative view of Israel. That gap underscores the rise of popular blah, blah, blah.
You know what's really disgusting about it is they look at it like it's just some marketing brand and not that maybe people are disgusted by what they're seeing. and they might have a point, and they're not just doing it as a shill.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
They're bothered by seeing you carpet bomb all those people.
They don't
want to consider that.
They don't ever go, hey, why do you think this is? Why do you think these poll numbers are moving? It's because maybe they're against watching a genocide happen right in front of their face. Or you could call it, you don't like to call it a genocide? Let's call it an ethnic cleansing, because that's exactly what it is. Nobody denies that they're trying to get the Palestinians out of there. That's the definition of an ethnic cleansing. And how are they doing it? By mass slaughter of children and women.
Well, starvation as well.
And starvation. Masters of the Universe. Come see us on tour. We're going to be in Bakersfield, San Jose, California, Buffalo, New York, Toledo, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Glasgow, Manchester, Belfast, Dublin, Liverpool, Birmingham, and London. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.